Good morning, fam. It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. It is Wednesday. It is October 15th. It is Alabama-Tennessee week. I hope that you're ready. Run the thumbs up. The one, the only, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Fam, what's up? What's up? What's up? I appreciate y'all. Can I get a roll tide up inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here every day, 10 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, or as major news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me as always right here inside the comment box. Thank you so much for giving me your time, your energy, and I can't wait to talk about this third weekend of October. Today at the back end of the show, I will take your calls. Got a great show lined up for you today. Today on the show, I'm talking about the midseason MVPs, right? We played 6 games. I gave you a freshman report last night. I'll go over that today as well. But the midseason MVPs, right now, can you help me out? I think we all know who that offensive MVP is, but who's your MVP on defense right now through 6 games? Looking for your MVP on defense. Let's see if it matches up with mine. That's coming up in just a minute. Also, we'll go into why Ty Simpson ripped the Alabama offense following Missouri. I love that. And that just talks about leadership, right? Going to talk about a player that finally hit the transfer portal. It's not really news. Bubba Hampton, he hasn't even been with the team. We'll just, kind of briefly touch on that. The president of Barstool Sports, right, Dave Pointnorth, he said that Indiana could beat anybody in the SEC by 2 touchdowns. Yo, hit on that briefly. Josh Pate picks Bama to win the title. Ryan Williams' dad has a message, right? Like what? And, we'll play a sleeper today, more or less. And I will tell you what I'm hearing on Jam Miller headed into this game. I know everybody's wondering if Jam Miller will play. I'll keep you informed on that and what I'm hearing as of today. All right. And, all that and more right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So I appreciate it. Let's get locked and loaded for a great show. Let's see who's checked into the house following this report from Alabama Storm Chase, right? So for the tailgate, you got 86 degrees. You got a game temperature of 82. And for the fourth quarter, under those beautiful lights at Bryant-Denny Stadium, 76 degrees. Yo, I cannot wait for this game this weekend. What is your excitement level? Honestly, look, because there's like a different level. You get excited for Vanderbilt, kind of because all that noise. Georgia, it's a rivalry game. That game is huge, right? Game of the week, all that stuff. And Missouri, got to go on the road. Tough, challenging. But like the third weekend in Tennessee, there's a lot on the line on this game. I'm not going to lie. So, in terms of an excitement level, playing a rival, there's a lot going into this. So right now, Alabama sits as an 8.5-point favorite. The line has kind of been moving up and down, but I think it sits at 8.5 this morning. All right, let's do some AM shout-outs. Let's see who is checked in the undefeated today. We got, of course, Chris from New Jersey. Thank you so much for being here. We got Young C. What's up, man? Good to see you. We got Jermaine King up in the house. I appreciate you always kicking it with us. We got Bruce Williams. Thought that was going to say Bruce Willis. We got KTK. What's up, KTK? Good to see you, man. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. We also have a good crew this morning. We got Chris G. What's up, Chris G? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for kicking it with us. We got Mindy Miss Careless coming up to us from enemy territory up in Tennessee. We have Dan Caraway. Dan, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. And we have King's Family Reacts. I know where you're coming from, man. LaGrange, Georgia. Man, we became like family. I know where you guys are at. Justin Weaver's up in Tennessee, man. Be safe, right? CJ coming to us from Webtunka. Good to see you. Ruben Poole says good morning. He is coming to us from Dothan. See, I know where you family are. We got Marcus in St. Pete's. He just got St. Pete's up in his name. That's easy. Vicky Rutherford, what's up? Roll Tide to you. Appreciate it. Nicole Covington, what's good? Appreciate you coming to us. And then we got Justin coming to us from Quebec City. What's up? That's amazing. We got the J25 kicking it with us. The J25. Anybody know Jurassic 5? You have any Jurassic 5 fans on? We got J Money TV, man. What's up? Let's go, dog. I got the energy, man. Do you? And we got my boy Antoine. Man, he's coming with it right here. Can we show this on the screen? We got Paul Bryan, man. Yes, we will hit on that in a minute. Pate picked Bama to win the title. And you have Ron G. What's up, bro? Good to see you as well. Robert Bradley Jr. and Shelly. Good morning, Shelly. Good to see you. From, what's up, dog? Man. From's like, a tenured starter up on the Undefeated. My boy Byron, what's up? This is my social media guy. And Jay, woo, coming to us from the Magic City up in Birmingham. So I appreciate everybody checking in this morning. Thank you so much, man. I have so much gratitude for all of you guys inside the comment box. And if you guys want to support the channel, take it a little step further, you can hit that join button right here on the channel, and there's different levels to support the channel. So, if you're interested in that, I really appreciate your guys' consideration. Free to watch, not free to produce, but you guys make it go round. So get inside the comment box, and if you want to do this, hit the join button. I appreciate it. Here's kind of a look at the recent members that have hit up the Fan Funder. So Deidre, Kevin, Shelly, Mr. Lee, Stanford Mom, and we got a whole crew. And I see somebody coming to us from San Diego. What's up? 1904 coming to us from, is that the 619? Man, I love me some San Diego. One time I drove from San Diego to Ensenada. It was wild. It was good, man. There's some really good food along the coast. All right, so we're talking about your midseason MVPs. Here are mine. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm going to go over this real quick and kind of walk you through my MVPs through the midseason, all right? So, the offensive MVP, look, I think Johnny Bernard is probably second on the list, right? But, the MVP really for the whole college football season is Ty Simpson, right? Not only for the team, but I think for the world of college football season, you got Ty Simpson. 16 touchdowns, 1 interception against quality competition. Now, people are going to start to talk about Fernando Mendoza, and rightfully so, the quarterback for Indiana. He's really good, polished quarterback. He's 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But look at the competition that they've played, the two teams, right? Carson Beck, they've only played in 5 games. 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, right? That's in 5 games. Ty Simpson in 6 games against 3 consecutive ranked teams, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. Stands out to me, offensive MVP. But one thing that I love about Ty, and we'll hit on this on kind of in just a couple slides, is the fact that he's that leader. He's that dog. He's a guy who's been calling out guys, even though they've been winning games, and saying, look, this is still not the standard of the offense. We can do better. We can work on things because job's not done. And I'm glad he understands that, because job isn't done. You haven't clinched anything, right? So you can only get better. And you want somebody like this that is focused on the ultimate objective, which is winning a national championship. But most importantly, you can't win a national championship if you don't focus on this coming Saturday. So Ty Simpson has done a great job kind of blocking out all the rat poison and just kind of being that leader that Alabama has needed for quite some time. It is honestly refreshing to see Ty Simpson kind of grab a hold of this team, and love the soundbite yesterday of him saying, look, we talked in the meeting, that's going to stay between us, but basically, it's not the standard. These guys need to know it. I'm the leader. I have to hold myself accountable, and I have to hold my teammates accountable. 100%. I kind of look at it as when you're the leader of the household, right? The parents, you have to be accountable. You have to talk, about the difficult decisions, and you have to hold people accountable. So I love that from, that perspective. He's a coach's son, so not really surprised to see how he's conducting himself, right? But I love to see it. Defensive MVP, I got Bray. You guys good with Bray? I really thought about, second place for me in terms of the midseason MVPs would be LT Overton. LT Overton's having a damn good season. This guy, so it was either 18 or 22 for me. I kind of went back and forth. I think at the end of the day, why I chose Bray Hubbard was I felt that, the interceptions, the 3 interceptions, he also has 20 tackles. The guy has really turned a negative into a positive after his performance against Florida State. He's trending the right way. He's done a great job. He was accountable. Another guy that was accountable for his lackluster performance, and he's turned it up, right? LT's been very steady. I think about the play that he came up with against Georgia. That's probably one of the bigger plays of the season. Let me ask you this. What's like the biggest play so far of the season through 6 games? That play that LT Overton had might be it, right? Seriously. Just through 6 games. There's been a lot of plays that have stood out, but that's kind of one play that stands out to me. If they get that 4th down, Georgia's putting points on the board. And who knows what happens thereafter. But LT Overton, man, that guy's hard to overlook. So 22, we do see you, but the MVP on the defense right now at this point in time is Bray Hubbard. Still a lot of games left. Just wanted to, highlight these particular players who have, been playing at a very high level. For special teams, I don't know. I put Blake Dowd, but the last couple of games, he's had some punts that have been kind of shaky. I think overall, he's averaging more than 40 yards a punt. So collectively, and now that he has volume, I think I'm going with Blake Dowd. But still, he had like a 25-yard punt against Missouri. There was something shaky against Vanderbilt as well. I kind of thought about special teams MVP, maybe going with like Cole Adams. Now, he's only returned 7 punts for 81 yards. But I'll tell you what, can I get a thumbs up for Cole Adams? He's steady, right? So he's not the flashiest player, but he's steady. He's dependable. And I don't have real. Does he have an onside kick recovery too? Yeah. So White Boy Hubbard inside the comment box. He has an onside kick. Thank you for pointing that out. And then he has 7 punts for 80 yards. So, in terms of a sure-handed guy that gives us dependability on special teams, maybe I should have went with Cole Adams, right? But I have confidence in him. Even when he gets on the field, I have confidence in him. He got a touchdown pass. He's kind of buried on the depth chart. But Cole Adams is that guy. And I have to say, I have liked this. I have liked Lazier Brooks returning kicks. I'm not mad about that at all. Every time I see number 17 back there, man, I'm like, whoa, that's the dude. Let's see what Roll Tide fan has to say inside the comment box. Roll Tide, what's up? Welcome to the show. It says, man, Kyle, it's crazy. I think it wasn't too long ago in the offseason when we were predicting games, waiting for the season to start, and talking about all our favorites, even the lesser known. I'm telling you, man, time flies, right? Time flies when you're winning games and kind of the week-by-week grind. And it's been a season. This is a season to remember. I think that, seasons go by and you might lose a couple, forget a couple different things, whatever. This season is already building up to be memorable. I think there's a lot of memorable components in this year. And I think it's because we kind of have a microscope on year 2 under Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? Everybody's like locked in. And plus, I think what makes it more memorable too is, quite frankly, it's harder to win games now. Let's face it, and I'm not taking anything away from any of the great teams at all, because the teams in the past under Coach Saban were amazing, right? But the competition couldn't match that. Now, these teams and how college football has changed, there's a lot of equalization. So winning games at this point in time, man, you got to feel great about if it's a 3-point win, if it's a 10-point win. Regardless, it's impressive with the equalization of college football that Alabama's 3-0 in SEC play and an 8.5-point favorite going into another game against top 25 team. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to win. It's hard. It's hard to be consistent in anything, let alone winning college football games. It's just hard, right? My freshman MVP. Who was your freshman MVP? Sound off inside the comment box. I went with Lazier Brooks. I'll show you my freshman report, and the freshman that has played the most is Dejon Lee. It was between Dejon Lee, Lazier Brooks, and London Simmons, actually. London Simmons, number 90, is a dog, man. That guy is good. So I kind of went for Lazier Brooks or Dejon Lee. I think each of those guys getting opportunities. I think what's a little bit more impressive for me on the offensive side is that Lazier Brooks has found a way to play against that depth chart. You get what I'm saying? What's up, Jamie? Good morning to you. Because, think about all the wide receivers in that room. It's stacked. So for Lazier to kind of work his way up and get playing time, he has 216 yards. That's hard to do. And look, Dejon Lee might very well be the starter in the next couple of weeks, or, I don't know, maybe in this game. So whether you go Lazier Brooks, Dejon Lee, I don't think you can go wrong. Offensive MVP is definitely Parker Brailsford. This guy, I wish I could say more about Parker Brailsford. I wish I was more articulate to really demonstrate my appreciation for Parker Brailsford, man, because this guy, he's so good. He's so talented. Every time he's out on the field, He's holding it down. He's an anchor for the offense. And I know the quarterback's going to always get the notoriety. That's just how football works, or your top offensive player. But, man, imagine if you didn't have Parker Brailsford. That's terrifying, right? That's terrifying. Parker Brailsford, man, this guy, I bet you he wins the Remington Award, which goes to the best center in college football. I'm serious, man. Parker Brailsford was one hell of an addition. The best transfer that Alabama brought in. And he brought in some really good transfers. I mean, L.T. Overton, Jerry Bernard, just to name just a couple. But, man, imagine this offense without Parker Brailsford. It's different. My two favorite plays from Parker Brailsford this year are the one where he got that fumble and he started running around like a running back and was making dudes miss. And the other one, he just caught a pass. So Parker Brailsford's a dog, man. He's so good. How about midseason riser? I got Kevin Riley. I didn't anticipate for Kevin Riley to be this good. That guy is outstanding, 100%. I mean, I think when he adds more muscle and he gets a little bit bigger, he'll be able to get off kind of that first contact. But he's certainly shot out of a cannon. I think he's the fastest running back kind of to hit the hole, like the quickest since Jahmyr Gibbs. I really do. Now, all running backs, are different. But Kevin Riley, I had no idea that he was going to bring it like this. So hats off to Kevin Riley, a product out of Tuscaloosa County, which I love. I love my in-state guys, my, in the county guys. You know what? Yeah, I see Hubbard inside the comment box giving love to Cuevas. I think, kind of an overachiever, a guy who's doing better could be Josh Cuevas for sure. He's done a great job. And then my assistant coach award is going to Ryan Grubb. I just think he's coaching the offense like we needed him to coach the offense, because this program has not had an offensive coordinator at this level for a long time. 2020 is a long time ago. It doesn't feel that long ago, right? 2020 is like forever, right? Half a decade ago. So with Ryan Grubb here, you see the offense doing his thing. But most importantly, you see the quarterbacks doing their thing. Schematically, he's doing a different, some wrinkles. He's doing some stuff to make Alabama look attractive using Caden Proctor in different formations. I probably wouldn't use Caden Proctor that much more in terms of, running the ball. I probably stay away from that. I might do it one more time later on in the season, and I'll tell you why. I was talking with somebody yesterday and bring up a really good point. You don't want Caden Proctor to be running the ball or something like that and him to get hit low, because you can't tackle him up high. So he go low, somebody hits him, his leg gets turned up. Imagine Caden Proctor. Imagine this offense without Caden Proctor. No, thank you. Imagine this offense without Parker Brailsford. No, thank you. So I think it served its purpose, and you kind of leave it at that. But you can't risk a player like Caden Proctor going down with the ankle or a leg or something like that. Not with the rest of the gauntlet that you have. So maybe do that one more. Just my opinion. And they've done it seldomly, but I'm telling you, like, people, how dirty the world is. You know how dirty this last game was against Missouri. I'm telling you. So keep Caden Proctor safe. All right, before I get to my next slide, we have a question coming in from London. London, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Where has Ryan Williams been, and what's going on with him, Kyle? He didn't seem hurt during the Missouri game. He was a non-factor for us big time. That is certainly something that we are diving into. And even going into this next game, you got to wonder, what's up with him. I mean, it was interesting that he popped up on the probable list on last Wednesday before that game against Missouri. And then he didn't have any targets, and he didn't have any receptions. Now, maybe he could have been a little bit dinged up, and Coach Kalen DeBoer said it's something that he's kind of working through. Unfortunately, Ryan Williams, he's been banged up a couple times. He missed the spring game, right? The spring practice with what they said it was like a nick. He missed the second game, right, with the concussion. The guy got hit against Georgia right in the head, I've never seen the targeting. Targeting wasn't called. He got hit in the head again, Vanderbilt. It wasn't called. So, I mean, I have no idea what's up with him. Now, interestingly enough, his dad posted yesterday, and he was like, I'm going to shed some light on some things. So I have that tweet, a screenshot of it. We haven't heard anything. He just kind of left us as one of those cliffhangers. I personally think that Ryan Williams will be fine. This guy, no one stops talking about him, and rightfully so. I mean, he's one of the best players in college football when he's on. That guy's had the drops. He's gone through injury. I think people were saying he was used as a decoy. I have no idea. All I'm saying is he's one play away from doing the craziest thing you ever seen. So just got to keep working through it. And when Alabama wants to target him, they're going to, right? 7-8 targets last game, probably used him more as a decoy as he wasn't 100%. Clearly, I mean, he was on the probable list. So be something to watch on Wednesday tonight at 7:10 p.m. when Alabama puts out its media availability list, its student availability list. That means the players are probable, questionable going into this game. And I'll get to what I'm hearing on Jam Miller in just a second. So, that's kind of where things stand in terms of Ryan Williams. A couple things you heard yesterday that Ty Simpson got onto his offense. I love that, right? Who likes the leadership from Ty Simpson? He says, it's my job to get the best out of the guys. The guys need to know the standard of this offense. The rest kind of stays between the offense. So he wasn't going to tell the media exactly what he said, but he's like, look, I have to hold these guys accountable. Caden Proctor is like, you know what, man? He ripped our you-know-what at an offensive meeting on Monday. And that's what you want. You want somebody who's coaching you hard. And when a player starts coaching his teammates hard, that is leadership a million ways, a 1,000,000%, right? So I love to see it. Before I move to the next slide, Jimmy asked right here, Kyle, do you think Damani has lost his job to Dejoun Lee? I don't think he's lost his job just yet, but I think the more that Dejoun Lee plays at a higher level, the more opportunities he's going to get, and he should. If he's outperforming Damani Jackson, then you have to put the best player out on the field. I'm going to get to that Jam Miller report, at least from what I've heard, in just a minute. But I appreciate the question, man. You saw this. Bubba Hampton enters the NCAA transfer portal, and then Dave Portnoy said Indiana will beat every SEC team by double digits. As you know, he's a Michigan guy, right? So first on Bubba Hampton, I know this isn't new news. The guy hasn't been with the team since, August or whatever, right? So, but the way that the paperwork goes in, the national media sees the paperwork come in, and then they repost the news. Anything with Alabama is going to get traction. So I think it was On3 yesterday that reported that he was going in the transfer portal. It's clicky because it's Alabama. And if we don't report on the news, then it looks like we don't know what's going on, like at least for me, right? And then if I do, people are like, yeah, we already knew this. So it puts you in a tough position, so I just be like, whatever. Now, the funny thing was I put out a graphic yesterday because on Alabama Athletics, they have a graphic, and the graphic was a Cam Howard, but it said it was Avery Bubba Hampton. So, so I used that graphic. I was able to switch it out with this graphic, but, man, you try covering all this stuff, and it happens like that. So anyways, Bubba Hampton hitting the transfer portal. It's really not news. We already knew that stuff a long time ago. Regarding Dave Portnoy, I thought it was hilarious. Look, he's a Michigan guy, and I think since Michigan has no shot to win a national title this year, he's going to ride the wave of, a Big Ten team that is not Ohio State, right? Ohio State, I don't think would ever even let him into the stadium, right? So they won't let him into the stadium, so he's got to ride the wave of Indiana. So, look, is Indiana better than last year? Yeah, for sure. Their quarterback's great. I talked to somebody yesterday, and they're like, I'm really high on Indiana. I think they're good, but I don't know how good they would be against top-tier weekly opponents. Okay, you beat Oregon. Now you don't play a top 25 team the rest of the season, a one and done. Play 5 consecutive top 25 teams in the SEC, and let's see how you do. You see what I'm saying? There's a big difference with the schedules, and that's just it. So at the end of the day, the teams will meet, and you'll either be battle tested and maybe banged up, or you'll be, non-battle tested and you'll be comfortable. And what I mean by that is these teams like Indiana, Ohio State, Miami, teams that don't play another top 25, they can put it on coast after the third quarter or halftime against all these other opponents. Meanwhile, over here in the SEC, you got to play 4 quarters with all your starters, and you got to risk injuries, getting banged up, concussions, all that sort of stuff, right? So, yeah, Marcus says Indiana lose a game somewhere down the road. I don't know. Paul Bryan inside the comment box says, Kyle, you've been speaking about Texas Tech. Yeah, I know you're down in Midland, right? If Tech had Bama's schedule, what do you think the record would be? Not good. Not good. Do you think, let me ask you, Paul. I love the name, man. Do you think that, let me ask everybody inside the comment box, because people have respect for Texas Tech. They do. And same with Indiana. Let me ask you this, though. Would they beat Georgia in Athens? Would they beat Vanderbilt on a neutral site? Would they beat Missouri? Would they beat Tennessee? Would they beat LSU? Would they beat South Carolina? Would they beat the Barn? And I'll tell you what, the Auburn. Oh, you're a Tuscaloosa. We got Paul Bear Bryant. That's one of our callers from Midland. And the thing about it is, this schedule is made for a team like Alabama that can weather that type of storm. It's not made for these other teams in these other conferences. Like, it's just not. And I know every single year we go through this, we're like, oh, Memphis is really good. BYU is really good. Yeah, of course they are, because they don't play anybody. They don't play anybody. And that's where college football is broken. And I could do a whole, segment on that. But there's too many teams that they're trying to fit into one box. The SEC teams will be punished. Notre Dame will flourish because they don't even play a conference championship. What? Which is complete BS. What is not BS is Josh Pate's midseason playoff prediction. He's picking Bama. And as you can see, he's picking Bama over Oregon, interestingly enough. So he still feels that kind of Oregon rebounds. And he has Notre Dame in there. I told you. And he has South Florida in here. And he has Nebraska. I think he called that before the season, though. Right? How many SEC teams? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he has five teams from the SEC. With Bama somehow pairing against Indiana, which I would love. Thumbs up if you'd love to see Alabama and Indiana. I would love that. It'd be terrible if you get over here and you're Alabama and it really is South Florida and Indiana. South Florida upsets Indiana and then you have to play South Florida? No, thank you. I don't want to mess with Alex Gollash and that quarterback again. We already seen that. That guy's a menace. That's the Achilles heel, is stopping a guy exactly like that. The only problem with Byron Brown for South Florida is he can't throw the ball. If he could throw the ball, oh man, that team beat you. Scary. This would be an interesting matchup. Texas Tech and A&M. I really can't see A&M, losing to Tech though. I don't know. Okay, this is the message I was getting to, and what I'm hearing on Jam Miller coming up just next. So yesterday he posted this. This is Ryan Williams Pops, and he says this: I'm going to shed some light on some things. Who's willing to wager he never speaks again? Look, I don't know him, but I guarantee you, Pops probably heard from PR at Alabama, and they're like, don't say anything at all. This tweet has a chance to go from 371 to 3 million in 2 seconds if he says anything else. I wouldn't say anything. Parents, I can only imagine, like, this guy knows the capabilities of his son, right? Clearly, we all do, at least in this ecosystem. But he don't need to say anything. Parents don't need to say anything during the season. No matter if you're Ty Simpson's dad or Ryan Williams' dad, or Jaden Roberts' mom, nobody say anything, right? Do you agree? If you're a parent, put the phone away. I can't even imagine someone, because if somebody says something negative about your son or your daughter, there's nothing that'll piss you off more, right? But on this level, that another tweet, another comment like that, it goes, people hear it, right? People start, like, it goes into the team, right? Goes in the locker room. So just I would say don't say anything else. Just don't say anything. There's a time for that, like when the player's no longer there, whatever. You just don't have to say anything, period. It's hard. High road is a hard road to hike, right? You hear what I said? The high road is a hard road to hike. It sucks. It's like straight up, but you gotta walk it. Cause you say something, just don't say anything. But I love you, Pops. I never met you, but just don't say anything. All right, as you know, this video is powered by my friends at Sleeper. All right, so you got to download the app. You get a free 20 spot when you just download the app. It's not hard to do. It's very fun. You can do more or less. And if you use the promo code, which is tailgate, you can get up to a match $100. So you put in $100, you get $100 from Sleeper. That means you have $200, all right, to make more or less picks. It's available in 25 states. Terms and conditions apply. It's fun. I love it, okay? And there, you know what? There was someone who used one of my parlay picks last week and I think won like $143. So terms and conditions apply, but download it for a free 20 spot or use that promo code, which is tailgate. All right, so I have to ask you, okay? Here we go. So more or less, and I'll go full screen on this. Joey Aguilar, will he throw for more or less than 235 yards against Bama? Now I have to caution you, and I'll give you, insight here. The last two quarterbacks that Alabama has faced, and I want to say it's actually 3, have not thrown for over 200 yards. So my question for you inside the comment box, more or less 235 for Joey Aguilar. I just want to check one more thing about Alabama and Georgia. Okay, yeah, so my stat was right. So did you know that the last 3 games in SEC play, Alabama's pass defense, and I know there's a lot going on with Damani and Dejon Lee and, who's going to start and are the wheels falling off? Well, the truth is, Diego didn't throw for over 200, neither did Gunnar Stockton, and neither did Bo Pribula. 235 yards is a lot of yards against Bama, okay? That's not a lot of yards for like the common team, but despite this in-house drama we might have, I don't know. But I will say this, Tennessee has really good wide receivers. That is their strength, right? We know this. 235 yards, man, I'm going to take the under. I would be, if he throws for 300, we're talking on Sunday that Tennessee took this game to the wire or even won this game. That's their key to victory. Joey Aguilar beating Alabama through the air, right? So 235, I'm going to say less. That's going to be my pick. Okay. Now, Ty Simpson, on the other hand, 288. Do you think that Ty Simpson will throw for more than 300 yards? I might stay away from this one. I might go less, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel that time of possession is once again going to be a critical factor. But I've said that before, and he threw for over 300 yards, and they kept time of possession. This one's hard for me. I might need your help. I might go more on this. I'm sure there might be people that go more and more. More, right, Jarvis? Yeah, okay, I'll say more for Ty, okay? I'll say more for Ty, less for Joey on that side, okay? I'll go full screen for our receivers. Anybody remember Miles Ketzelman? Yo, he's a really good tight end, turned into a pretty good tight end. He transferred from Bama to Tennessee, 22 yards. I don't know if he'll catch for more or less than that. Chris Brazel, 61 yards. That's an interesting one. I would probably say more for Brazel down here on the left. And then for Jeremy Bernard, it's 73.5. And then for Isaiah Horton, it's 50. These are kind of tough. I mean, because Jeremy Bernard, he's going to get yards, but they use him all over the field. Isaiah Horton, I'm going to say less on Horton. Do we go more or less on Bernard? This one's a little tough. I think what this is trying to tell us is that Sleeper at least expects more points. Jarvis, what's the total on this game? Is the total on this game 60? Usually for Bama, it's like 52. They got some big receivers, though, for sure. I don't know. We'll check back on that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll make some final picks on more or less. We have some time. Okay, so here is what I'm hearing on Jam Miller, okay? Now, I caution you with this, and let me give you the heads up. I will tell you exactly how this is going to work, okay? So I'm going to tell you what I heard yesterday, right? Like going into today. And then we are going to wait for Coach Kalen DeBoer at 11:30 as he speaks to the media. I'm sure somebody will ask him about Jam Miller's status, okay? Going into this weekend. It's a huge topic. He suffered a concussion against Missouri, right? So I'll tell you what I heard, and then we'll wait for the official report from Coach Kalen DeBoer if he's asked at 11:30. And then tonight at 7:10 p.m., the Alabama availability report from the SEC will drop, and they will have him as either out, probable, questionable, right? So what I heard, right, is that he is not expected to play on Saturday. Now, that's from a good source yesterday. Can things change? Absolutely. Now, do I know more than Coach Kalen DeBoer? Absolutely not. So you wait for the head man, but in terms of like what I physically heard yesterday is that he is not expected to play on Saturday. So for me, what I'm doing is I'm listening to Coach at 11:30, right? I have things ready to go either way, and then you kind of take it from there. So that's, going into Saturday. And I'm really not surprised. And if you kind of pair it up, with past guys who have had concussions for Bama, they usually sit them that following game. Number one, I want him to be healthy for his own well-being. Once he is healthy and can come back, whenever that is, whether that be Saturday or whenever, he takes Alabama's offense to another level. And I was watching some highlights last night against Missouri. He does a really great job in pass protection. I'm serious. So not only have they fed him the ball, right? He had 22 against Vanderbilt, 20 carries against Missouri. They use him as a bell cow to play time of possession, keep away. Can Alabama do that without him? Yeah, we'll see, but they haven't had to do it without him in SEC play. You're playing better defenses, right? Jam played against Georgia. Jam played against Vanderbilt. Jam played against Missouri. So if he doesn't play against Tennessee, that'll be the first game that Alabama has to play with Riley, Daniel Hill, Richard Young, A.K. Deere. Do they have guys to do it? Yeah, but they're not like Jam. They're good. They're really good, but they're not like Jam. So I think with Jam, the offense is, really, really difficult to stop. With the other guys, they present challenges because they're good too, but I think you do take just a step back without Jam. That's just my honest opinion. Now, I would like to see this. Let's say Jam can't play. I would really like to see a couple screens thrown to Kevin Riley. Alabama doesn't often do that, but I think that could be a recipe for probably 6 points. I mean, Kevin Riley off a screen is dangerous. Plus, he catches the football well. And then Daniel Hill, we've seen a little bit from him. So I'll keep you posted on the official report. Am I the official report? No. Coach Kalen DeBoer is, all right? So that's just what I heard, and we'll continue to track it going forward. All right, let me run through this real quick, and then I'll take some calls in here. I'll probably be around until like 11:20 today, I'm thinking. So If you want to, 11:25, something like that, because I need to be ready for Coach Kalen DeBoer at 11:30 in case any news drops, right? So this is the freshman report. I have a video that explains this more in detail, but I'll run through it real quick in case you missed that. Full screen, start with the offensive side and just kind of 4 notable freshmen. Now, there's more freshmen than these guys that have played, but as you know, Keelan Russell, interestingly enough, he's only played in 13 snaps, which is the lowest out of any offensive players this year. But when he came in, he threw 2 touchdowns, right? 65 yards on the season. A.K. Deere, we saw him as kind of lightning in a bottle, right? He had that long touchdown run. Lazier Brooks, he's played in 146 snaps. He has 13 catches for 216 yards. And then Michael Carroll over here played in 5 games for 143 snaps. Now, what we saw from Keelan Russell was, man, this guy has it, right? Very impressive, smooth delivery. Will be the guy sooner than later. Fits the system, playmaker, will be elite. I don't think that there's anybody on here that has second thoughts about what they saw when Keelan Russell got onto the field. Now, I was talking yesterday, and I think I said this during the watch-along. Look, when Ty had that little nick or whatever, I promise you, did anybody – I think I've asked you guys saw this, right? Keelan Russell started warming up on the sideline. No, he couldn't. The TV just showed him, but he could have been throwing to Austin Mack. He could have been throwing to anybody. I just saw that for like a brief second. So does that mean he's number 2? I have no idea. He could have been throwing to Austin Mack. I'm just saying that, it seemed like there was like a brief second where these guys were warming up. Anyways, overall, this guy is him. Just be patient. Let him come through. It kind of reminds me of when Mac Jones was here and we had Bryce Young. It's the exact same thing. It's like, don't rush it. And then when Bryce Young came, you saw what happened. Michael Carroll, very close to being an every down player. That was by Ryan Grubb. That tells us kind of what they see in Carroll and that he continues to battle against Wilcom Formby, right? The overall snaps for the offense, I'll show the defense in just a second. Lazier Brooks, 146 snaps, which is the most on the offense. You have Michael Carroll, 143. Caleb Edwards. Caleb Edwards is very, very talented as a tight end. 6'6", 260 or whatever. The guy's an absolute beast. Derek Meadows, 20 snaps. Jackson Lloyd, 19. Pritchett, 15. A.K. Deere, 14. And then Keelan Russell there on the bottom with 13. Now, for the offense, these are the 2 guys who have really been, the guys on defense that have gotten a lot of opportunities, and rightfully so, man. I never would have thought that London Simmons would play this much. He is hella good. 101 snaps, 11 tackles, and 2 quarterback hurries. And then Dejon Lee, 174 snaps, 11 tackles, and an interception. Should have had 2, dropped 1 against Missouri. This guy is playing at a very, very high level, and we're going to continue to see more of Dejon Lee as we go forward. For the defensive side, you got the snaps. You got Dejon Lee, who has 174, London Simmons at 101. Justin Hill has 52, Ivan Taylor 17, and Luke Metz at 1. So that's where we stand from a freshman standpoint. This is how I have the freshmen ranked. If I had to give you like a top 3, I'd go Dejon Lee number 1, Lazi number 2, and then London Simmons number 3, right? And all those guys have played over 100 snaps. They can no longer redshirt. These guys are contributors for this team, and I think you can point to this when people say 2 things. Number 1, when people try to negative recruit against Bama and they're like, yo, Bama don't play freshmen, you can show them this fancy graphic. It's not fancy, but you know what I'm saying. You can show them this graphic and be like, yo, we got a lot of freshmen that are playing here, all right? And the other thing is when they're like, yo, next time, okay, so when we're out there and recruiting news breaks and we see that it's a 3-star, what are we going to do? We're going to come back to this graphic and we're going to look at the 3 stars because clearly, Courtney Morgan knows what he's doing, right? Yeah, I mean, for Lazier Brooks to be a 3-star and for London Simmons to be a 3-star and for these guys that already have over 100 snaps in 6 games, I think we can give it up to the recruiting staff because they know more than the recruiting sites, period, right? I mean, I can't believe Lazier Brooks is a 3-star. 3 stars, I mean, do 3 stars make a play when there's 4th and 8 in an SEC game on the road? When the game, I guess you could say, could have been on the line. Ty Simpson throws it to a 3-star. Was that a 3-star play? Looked like a 5-star play in my opinion. And that's not being fancy. That's just facts, right? So Those guys being 3 stars tells you a lot about the evaluations of this staff, right? So kind of just want to give it up to the coaching staff. All right, we turn up to now the call-in show. But first, before we start taking your calls at 205-850-1994, I want to welcome on a new sponsor, which is really cool, and this is TickPick. So I want you to download TickPick. You want concerts, you want music festivals, you want anything, you got to check out TickPick. Download the app. It is HMA is your promo code. You definitely got to use it. Here's a quick commercial from our new sponsor, TickPick. Family, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but one of my biggest pet peeves is hidden fees when buying sports tickets. Why can't there just be one particular price that is set, and that's the price that I actually pay? If there was only an app where hidden fees didn't exist, well, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor of today's video, TickPick. All right, huge shout out. With over 20 million downloads, TickPick has you covered. NBA, NFL, concerts, festivals, you name it. TickPick gives you the lowest price guaranteed. No fees. What you see is what you actually pay, okay? And, of course, I have a promo code for you. You can use the promo code, which is HMA, for $20 off your first set of tickets at TickPick with the purchase of more than $100. That's $20 off any tickets with the promo code HMA. Make sure you click the link in the description box and you download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, TickPick. All right, and the promo code for that is HMA. I see Dan Caraway has already used TickPick before, so really good to see. So I'm telling you, download the app, use the promo code, which is HMA. They'll definitely hook you up. So and it's only on the app. So make sure that when you download the app, it's HMA. All right, so let's get to some phone calls, and let's see what you guys got to say. Like I said, I'll be here for 35 minutes or something like that. So make your point. Let's have some dialogue and have fun with it. We got Chris from New Jersey opening up. Hey, Chris, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Kyle, happy hump day, my friend.
Happy hump day, bro. Welcome on in.
I'm feeling real good. I'm thinking that Tennessee hasn't faced the offense this good all season, and they haven't faced the defense this good. So I like Bama for the win. So I'm sad about Jam being out. But that's going to lead to my rant, my friend. And I'm really pretty upset about this. Is the lack of targeting calls against Alabama is sick. First of all, Ryan Williams, he's injured. Everybody in the chat, leave this kid alone. He's great. We need him. We're going to need him. He's going to make giant plays. Enough already with that stuff. He's 18 years old. And they targeted him. He probably had a semi-concussion or a full concussion. And Jam, the definition of targeting in college and the pros is leading with the crown of your helmet. Look at that play. The guy, it's like head on head leading with the crown. So I'm like, I'm pretty pissed. And that freshman, he was like unconscious, leading with the crown of the helmet. So I'm gonna add to my punk list. You don't want to be on this list, Kyle, this punk list. So we got Pavia, punk, Joel Klatt, punk, the guy from David Pollock, punk. Now I'm saying the entire Missouri team, punk list. And we need some new emojis, Kyle. You got to fix those things up.
Yeah.
At least the Missouri sucks now.
Yeah.
I'll just my last 2 cents, Kyle, is about Portnoy. So I don't know if I ever told you, but my brother-in-law is a sports writer, and he's also in charge of like betting content for one of the websites. I think FanDuel, and he works for SI, the one that owns that. So that's his company. And if you go back, so Portnoy, stick to pizza. I saw that in the chat. But if you go back and track his betting, he's down millions of dollars. They always put on the Portnoy just won $1 million. Yeah, but he was down $4 million. Kyle.
Yeah.
By the way, you know how to become a millionaire, Kyle? Betting?
Don't.
Start with $2 million. You start with $2 million, then you're still a millionaire when you lose the $1 million. You're still a millionaire. So, I'm very upset about the targeting. But listen, I'm excited for the game, Kyle. I can't wait for the watch party. I pray they keep Jam out. We got to heal him up. We're going to need him in the future. I think that's why. By the way, I think that's why the point spread. These point spreads are crazy, Kyle. They're so adept. Look, 3 points, and it came out 3 points. So I think that's why it's 8 points, is because Jam is not going to play. Watch this thing be 8 points. It's crazy, Kyle. So all right, listen. I know there's some people behind me. Thank you for what you do. Great job. I love you. Got another sponsor. Everybody run the thumbs up. My best to you. My best to the undefeated. Roll Tide.
All right, take it easy, Chris. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I put a poll. We'll have to make a graphic maybe for Chris's punk list, right? So I like that. He had Diego. He has the officials who are not calling targeting calls. And so far inside the comment box, 96% of you are, upset about the lack of targeting call. I'm telling you. And look, I have no idea about the whole Ryan Williams stuff. All I know is what I've seen. And man, that guy has been hit in the head. I at least 2 times, and no targeting's been called. 417, let's do it. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on line with and where are you calling in from?
Yo, Kyle, what's up? It's Timmy. I'm calling in from Missouri.
All right, Timmy, welcome on in from Missouri, man. I know you're on the road, so this time in Missouri. Welcome on to the show. Timmy, come with it, bro.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I did the math. The last 4 games that Tennessee has played, it equaled up to 135 total points, and I divided it. They're giving up 34 points a game. I agree with Chris. They've never played an offense as dynamic as this one.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that this is going to be a blowout. I believe that third down conversions for Alabama is crucial. And the way that we can beat them is limiting the third downs and the big plays, because Joey Aguilar is going to throw it. He's, I think, the best deep thrower in college football, or one of them. And if we can limit them to 3 and 10, 3 to 13 on third down, and we can limit the running game. The one thing that bothers me is the right tackle position. Tennessee is number 1 in sacks in the country. That's a good matchup, but with our offense, with Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, and all the other guys, this is going to be a blowout. Against Mississippi State, they were down by 10, and they had to claw back in that game and win in overtime. Against Arkansas, they were leading by 20 points, and they let Arkansas come back, and they won by 3. This is going to be a slaughter. This is going to be probably like a 20-point, blowout. This is not going to be close. I'm super confident in this game. I feel like the defense is going to wreak havoc, because if we limit the running game, Joey is pretty vulnerable to interceptions. He's got 6 on the year, or 7, and he has less than 10 touchdown passes, or I think he might have 10. But so I think he's going to throw about 2 or 3 interceptions, and I feel like we're going to win by 20-plus points. And I agree with what Chris said. The targeting calls, that's a discussion for a different day. But this game, if we beat Tennessee by 20 or more, I think we should be top 5, no questions asked, because Ole Miss is about to get dog smacked by Georgia in Athens. So.
Yeah, well, good call, Timmy. I appreciate it, man. Good points that I think a lot of people would agree with, man. So be safe on the road, man, and call again next show.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Take it easy. Man, really good points. That was a great call. Timmy on the road in Missouri, 737. You're up next, and then 865. One thing I like about Timmy, his call, is talking about the fact that Tennessee has been allowing a lot of points. And one of the things that I've noticed about Tennessee is they've kind of started out fast, but they've let people back in, right? The Arkansas matchup kind of rewinded that Georgia game. I think they went up 21 points. I think that receiver had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, right, for Tennessee. So, look, Joey Aguilar, I have to admit that I have been impressed with what I've seen from him. But on the other side, the defensive secondary has given a lot of opportunities, and they play a lot of man. And I think playing man against Alabama's wide receivers is kind of like, Russian roulette. You don't want to do that because of the explosiveness that Alabama has. Ty Simpson was asked about that yesterday, and he kind of sidestepped it. And he was like, I think their defense is good. I mean, he basically avoided the rat poison. You know, you don't want him to say that, you know, he wasn't going to throw himself in a bad position. But anyways, good points from Timmy. Timmy thinks it's going to be a big win for Bama. And I agree. If Bama does take care of business handedly, 10 points, whatever it is, they will go into the top 5. You have Georgia taking on Ole Miss. I've asked you all who you think will win, and I think a lot of people went with Georgia in that matchup. 7-3-7, let's do it. Hey, what's going on? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Kyle Henderson.
What's up, Mike? Mike out in Austin, man. Welcome on in, bro.
Hey, Kyle. I feel good about where Bama's at. I think Bama's gonna win by a pretty good amount. I feel good about where they're at. But if we can maintain.
Hey, Mike, could I take a timeout real quick? You sound like you're a little under the weather. You okay?
Oh man, it's been a long night, Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. Can we boost the volume up a little bit? Do we need to get you some meds? Do we need to get you a drone order? A drone order of meds, man? Come on, Mike.
No meds, man. No more. No more. One more and I'll pop, man.
It sounds rough, Mike. Okay, finish your point, bro, and then you better get some chicken soup in you.
All right, I just want to say roll tide, man.
All right, bro. Mike, man. All right, we love you, Mike. Get some chicken soup, some chicken noodle soup, or some orzo soup in you, man. Anybody in Austin that can check on Mike? Man, he sound like he need some soup. Or some tea. We go back to Angel in Pigeon Forge. Angel, what's up? What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Doing all right. This was my favorite rivalry games. It's what started me getting Alabama football. Actually, was this game and LSU and Auburn. So, look, I'm not going to say that Bama's going to win by 20+ points. I think it's going to be 14. Bottom line. And you know what they say, right? That pumpkin orange and they're loading on, they dirty, they some snitches, sore losers, which is true. So, in Garbage Truck Convention, I live with these people every single day, and it's terrifying because it's annoying, and that orange just pops out of you like a Red Bull or whatever. And like you see red, you just want to just charge at it. Same thing with the orange. And Vanderbilt as well. It always haunts me every single day. But I think Bama wins by 14 points in this game, 38-24. And Ty Simpson will be Ty Simpson. This will be the game where he gets in discussion of Heisman. But first and foremost, it's all about the team first. That individual accolades, they can all go to the wayside, and also throw the records out of the way, because this game, the records don't matter. It's either win or lose, because one of these teams is possibly going to get left out of the playoffs, like what happened last year with Bama. And a lot's at stake in this game. Kalen DeBoer, Josh Heupel, he's really, Tennessee is really good. They got good defense, especially linebackers. Secondaries a little weak. But Josh Heupel's going to throw the kitchen sink at Alabama. And you're right. And he's pretty terrible on the road, as we saw a couple years ago, like last year with Arkansas when they beat, Tennessee. But I think it'll be 38-24. Bama wins. Defense will step up again, because this game has to save Kane Womack's job. If he's not, then he's fired. Like, if they allow, 30+ points in this game, then there's going to be a problem. But I can see, like, the last few meetings, right, Bama has won. It's always been high-scoring game, except for, was it 2023 where they were down? Bama was by, like, 20 points, and then somehow second-half adjustments, and, and they win the game. It was, like, 34-20, I believe, right? Is that correct? The last time they played in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I think, I think in that game too, somehow Tennessee was ahead in that game, and then Bama came back in the second half and kind of walked away with it. If I remember correctly, but the last two up there, they've beaten Alabama. Yeah. So, anyways, so you have Alabama. What do you think about Timmy's point in saying, kind of that secondary is going to get eaten up by Alabama's offensive attack?
Well, I saw it all year long, especially the last two games they played against Arkansas and Mississippi State. Those offenses just tore up Tennessee's defense. Like, they were a little weaker on that side because there were some freshmen back there, and they're kind of really weak. And honestly, the caller's point, I don't think it's going to be 20-plus points blowout. It's going to be 14, I believe, or less. It can also be a high-scoring game. You don't know. This is Joey Aguilar's first experience of Alabama football. Because last year, Nico got away. He's escaped away. He got the same escapability as Nico, but he's just a better passer than Nico. So I'm a little worried about that. And also, Damani Jackson, man, he's got to wake up. You can't let anybody run you over. Like last year, you were good, but this year you took a step back. Whatever, you got a little lazy a little bit with the NIL. But Dejon Lee, don't be surprised if he makes a big play in this game, which he will. I can guarantee you that one. And also the linebackers as well. They got getting Joey Aguilar down, and also the running back. And you know what? It's not been talking about much on the linebacker core. It's Mekhi Hill-Green. That dude is just as big as Jahad Campbell. I saw him last year at Colorado. He's pretty good, but it was just no offense, and they were struggling. But anyway, this is going to be a big battle to the end, gladiator style. And these Tennessee fans, they don't know what they're messing with. And Ty Simpson's also a Tennessee native, so a lot's lying on this game. And I can't stand these Tennessee fans. And what was a lot? What's the all-time series right now, Bama and Tennessee?
I don't know. It's not
like
even.
50 to like what now?
It's not even close, right? Yeah.
The last 10, 15 years, Bama will always be on top. And I can say that. Give me Bama, 14 points. But anyway, Kyle, roll Tide, man. Love y'all. Can't wait to see the game. Night game. And good luck on the Crimson Tide. They're going to need it because Joey Aguilar's pretty scary. But Tennessee's defense, they're a little suspect. But anyway, Kyle, roll Tide. Have a good one. I got my cigar ready. Hope you got yours ready. Roll Tide.
All right, man.
Go.
Take it easy. All right. Yeah, that was a good buddy Angel out in Pigeon Forge. We go at 253. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, this is CJ Cook, man. You be noticing me on the comments, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for having me on the show, brother.
CJ from Wetumpka, right?
Yeah, I'm from Washington. Calling all the way from Washington, man.
Okay, all right. CJ from Washington, man. All right, cool. That's what's up. All right, well, welcome on, CJ. I appreciate it coming to us from Washington, and come with it, man. Welcome on to the show, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Look, I hate everything about Tennessee, man. I hate the whiskey, Tennessee whiskey. I don't like nothing Tennessee. Tennepuke is what I call it. And all these people who are thinking that this game is going to be a blowout, it's not, man. You know, throw the records out of the book. You know this, Kyle. When it comes to a rivalry game, anything can happen. We're going to get their best. You know, the secondary will step up. We just got to step up and show our game and press the issue. You know what I'm saying? But that Hupel, man, I swear that guy looks like the character off King of the Hill. I don't like him either. I mean, I don't like nothing about Tennepuke. I swear I just don't. But, Kyle, can you do me a favor? Can you see from the fans, who do we hate the most? Is it Auburn or is it Tennepuke? I would like to know that because I got a debate with my best friend. He says it's Auburn. I say it's Tennepuke, but, you know, just put it out there for me, Kyle.
All right, I'm going to ask him right now. I'm just going to say biggest rival. We'll say Tennessee. Tennepuke, we'll put it like you said it. We'll put Little Brother.
Asburn.
Yeah, we'll put Little Brother, and then we'll put LSU, right? All right, so there's our poll. We put the poll inside the comment box. Let's see, CJ, what the computer says real quick. All right. They're saying so far the first it's 8-8, 12 votes. It is Tennepuke at 58%, then Lil Bro at 43. LSU people, you know, they don't like these two teams. I'm telling you, people do. Now it's 50% Lil Bro. It's going back and forth. The computer's gonna blow up, bro. Anything else, CJ?
Oh man, look. Last but not least, man, why do all the analysts such as Paul Feinbaum and everybody else? Well, I forget that lady name to be the insider for the college community.
Heather Dinich.
Yeah, she's such a hater, man. Like, why do they always do this every year? Joe, Danny say, "Oh, Georgia gonna beat Alabama," and everybody always discount us. But then every year we smack them across the buttocks. Why do they do this? Why do they always doubt us every year?
Because I'll tell you why, CJ. Because like anytime you go negative on Alabama, it's ratings, right? And those people work in the world of ratings, so they can play like an antagonist, right, and get more clicks, get more views, and then it's so easy to be like, for people to be like, oh, I was wrong, and Alabama's good, and then people forget about it because Alabama won anyway, so they just play that kind of that villain. But that's exactly why they do it. Is just like more clicks. Anything you say negative on Bama, it goes viral because everybody knows the standard here. Come on, everybody knows. Right? So, CJ, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for kicking it with me this morning, man. And call back again, man.
Man, appreciate you, Kyle, and thank you for always keeping us locked in, man. You the best, man.
100%, man.
Stay with you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right, brother.
Yep. We got a 501.
Hey, what up, man? This is CJ from Middle Tennessee. How you doing, Kyle?
CJ again? We went back-to-back CJ?
Yeah, but this CJ is a Tennessee fan, and I just wanted to point out a few things. Everybody talking about this defense, but don't forget about that D-line. We lead the nation in sacks, and y'all have given up 20 this season.
Hold on, CJ. Let me get your name on the screen, dog. All right, continue, CJ. So we got CJ from Middle Tennessee. He's a Tennessee fan, and the first point that he comes with is calling out Alabama's offensive line. Continue, CJ. This sounds good.
All right, so everybody wants to talk about our defense, but they're forgetting we lead the nation in turnovers. We lead the nation in sacks. Our safeties and linebackers are the only ones that are the weak link. I think we're going to step that up because y'all's run game hasn't been much. I think y'all are going to rely on the pass too much. Y'all are going to be one-dimensional. And y'all ain't got a quarterback like Taylor Green or these quarterbacks we've been going against, Gunnar Stockton. He's going to sit in the pocket, and I think he's going to get smacked. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think y'all are going to have to score a whole lot of points to keep up with us. But the only thing we got going against us, really, is we know how them refs are in Tuscaloosa.
CJ, let me ask you a question because you mentioned the quarterback play. I'm curious to think that, like your thoughts from an outsider on Ty Simpson, because from how we see it in our, world is kind of go back to the facts of like 16 touchdowns, 1 interception, right? So like, are you saying that you face better quarterbacks this season?
No, I'm not saying we face better quarterbacks. I think Ty Simpson will be by far the best quarterback. I think he can pass the ball better than any quarterback we win against. What I am saying is he can't get out of the pocket and run like these other quarterbacks. I think, and those are the quarterbacks hadn't had a problem sacking those quarterbacks. We sacked Gunnar Stockton 4 times. I think we sacked Taylor Green 5 times, made him turn the ball over 2 times. I think y'all's offensive line is worse than Arkansas's, to be honest. And I think the D-line is way worse than any D-line that Alabama's ever had. I'm not going to even sit here and say we're going to win, nothing like that. It's a night game in Tuscaloosa. But my point is it's going to be a lot closer game than what people are thinking. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, and I think we're going to see a dogfight. And I think that a lot of people are writing off this defense, but we've done a lot of positive things. We've lead the nation in sacks, lead the nation in turnovers. Our D-line is solid. If we can but the thing is, I think we're going to see a lot from the Tennessee secondary because this secondary don't have to worry about Alabama's struggled rushing the ball, period. It don't matter if Jim Miller's back or not. They've struggled running the ball. So I think this matchup actually favors Tennessee a lot better than Arkansas, just for the simple fact we can focus on the pass instead of the quarterback getting out of the pocket and running. I honestly, I'm not going to sit here and down the hill and say we're going to beat Alabama, but if I had to bet, I'd say it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be like 45-38 Tennessee.
45-38 Tennessee. Jarvis, let me ask CJ, hold on. Jarvis, what's the total points in this game? Was it? I don't think I ever saw that. Do you know what it is, CJ? The total points? I would imagine that it's probably 60. See, I don't think that it'll go that far. Let me ask you something, CJ, before you bounce out, bro.
The over-under, I think, is 60 points.
Is it 60? Okay, yeah. I figured there'd be some more points in this game as opposed to the last one. But the thing about it, there's 2 points that I'd like to respectfully disagree with you about. Number one is Ty Simpson's athletic ability, because I feel that he's a dual threat quarterback, right? And you will see that. And I think he's been working on throwing on the run. Now, I do agree that Tennessee has a really good pass rush, and that is something that he's going to face. But he can throw on the run. But the other thing is, too, is I'm curious to get your take on this. With Tennessee's secondary going against Alabama's wide receivers, how do you view, from an outsider, like how do you view Alabama's wide receivers? Because, you know, they brought in Isaiah Horton, Ryan Williams, you know, he's going through whatever. And then you have this Lazier Brooks. You think that Tennessee's secondary, are you telling me that Tennessee's secondary has the edge over Alabama's wide receivers?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I think our corners do. I think our true freshman Ty Redmond corner, he gets a lot of bad rap because of the safeties, and Colton Hood, our other corner, is really good. I mean, both of our starting corners are out, but these corners have really stepped up. Where we're struggling bad is safeties. That's the only. But I think this time we can focus more on the pass. Alabama hasn't really been great at running the ball, and I'm not saying Ty Simpson isn't a dual threat. What I'm saying is they don't run him a lot because I think he's fragile. I think they're afraid he's going to get hit hard one good time and get taken out of the game. He hasn't really faced any adversity like that.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Go ahead, CJ. Make another point, bro.
And I wanted to say one thing. Everybody's talking about this all-time record. Don't forget, we've only had Josh Heupel since 2021. And since we've had Josh Heupel, we beat Nick Saban, and we're 2-2. This is the tiebreaker right here.
Yeah, but the thing is, when was the last time that Tennessee beat Bama at in Tuscaloosa? Do you know that, CJ?
2003, but before we beat Alabama, y'all beat us 16 years in a row, but every streak is meant to be broken.
2003, that's crazy. All right, CJ, good luck to you guys, man, and we'll catch up with you soon, bro. Thanks for calling in. All right, that was CJ calling from Middle Tennessee. 2003, back, man, that's crazy. Oh, man. Where were you guys in 2003? 2003? That's crazy. All right. I think we have time for one more call. I think we could take Marcus out in St. Pete's calling in. Wow, that's crazy. 2003. That's just, it blows my mind. Marcus?
What's good, Kyle?
What's up, dog? How you doing, man? Yo, where were you in 2003? Were you alive, Marcus?
Yeah, man. I'm in my 40s, brother.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, man, who was was anybody not alive in 2003 that's watching the show? I know where I was. 2003, I was living in Pella, Iowa, right? That I graduated high school, and I was in Iowa, living in south of Des Moines. That was crazy, man. 2003 is a while ago. Marcus, where were you at, bro, 2003?
2003, I was in my hometown, home city, Enterprise, Alabama, working.
Man, Enterprise, man, we're taking it back, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man, come with it, man. Welcome on the show, Marcus. Come with it, bro.
Man, I'm going to be real with you. I was going to call in and talk about something else. I was going to talk about the defense, but Mr. CJ, who just called, let's have some words here, brother. Because you don't think you're going to call into the Alabama, to Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube and talk your smack about our Crimson Tide and not get a little bit of hate back. So let me bring this home for everybody. I might not, hopefully I do a good enough job as Alyssa, but Alyssa brings the thunder on Friday. She be getting me hyped. But let me explain something. Tennessee absolutely has a very good defense, but Tennessee has played some very wobbly competition. You've played maybe 3 good teams. You started your season playing Syracuse, and Syracuse dropped 26 on you. Eastern Tennessee State dropped 17 on you. Georgia beat you by 3. UAB dropped 24 on you. Mississippi State, year 1, Mississippi State dropped 34 points on you boys. And Arkansas, who fired their coach, Sam Pittman, dropped 31 on y'all. And you going to call into this show and say that Tennessee is going to have a close game with Alabama? and Brian Denny on Nick Saban's field. Man, if you smoking drugs, you should stop, and if you aren't, you should probably start up. Because ain't no way in the world that's about to happen, bro. Ain't no way in the world. I was going to call up and say, hey, you know what my issue was with the defense? My only issue is that when you send a guy off of a corner blitz or a corner cat blitz, you got to get home and get the quarterback down. But you don't sit here and say that our quarterback ain't got no wheels. That's because you don't watch Alabama football enough. Ty Simpson's got wheels. Now, he ain't got Jalen Milroe Autobots rollout wheels for legs. That's true. But Ty Simpson can most definitely break off a run and torch your slow-ass linebackers in there that's got more holes in it than Swiss cheese. So if you think that Tennessee's going to come in here and handle your business, brother, I got some bad news for you. It ain't even about being a homer at this point. This goes beyond being a homer. We hate y'all. Y'all hate us. Good. That's how we like it. Because we come Saturday night, it's going to be war. It is going to be war. Ain't no way. I'm sorry. Undefeated. Am I tripping or not? Do y'all think Tennessee is about to put up a hell of a fight here? Your front seven ain't the only guys out there. Your secondary is not good. Your linebackers are slow moving laterally and cannot tackle from time. It's a flip of a coin. Ain't no way. So let me know, Kyle. Am I just seeing too much crimson in my eyes? Let me know, Undefeated. Am I tripping or not?
You're getting good feedback inside the comment box. That was the one thing that I did agree mostly with CJ is I still think, but I think that a lot of people don't realize the athleticism that Ty has. I don't know why, and it kind of upsets me when people compare him to Mac Jones. And look, Mac Jones is one of my favorites because he's probably my favorite quarterback, since covering the team. But he's not comparable to him, right? He's more comparable to, like, I don't know, if you've seen the Giants recently, like Jackson Dart, like what he's able to do, or like Baker Mayfield, like he presents problems. If the pocket does collapse, trust me, he's capable of ripping off however far you need to run. On top of that, I was watching some film against Missouri. Man, he does an amazing job working his progressional reads. Like, he really does. Now, I do have to say, though, like with Tennessee's defense, and if Jam Miller is not playing, how are the running backs going to pick up, and kind of chip block from a running back's perspective? But, man, I like if Tennessee's going, man, and you got a freshman corner out there, oof, man, I'm telling you, just wait. Like, it's only a minute at a time until somebody like Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Lottie Brooks, one of these guys will eat you up, and that'll change the momentum, and Brian Denny will never quiet down.
Here's exactly what Tennessee's going to do. Tennessee's going to bring the heat. That's what I would do if I was the DC. I'm bringing the heat. You got to bring the heat because Ty Simpson has shown that if you only rush 4, hell, even 5, he can still sit in the pocket and pick you apart. So you got to bring the heat. So I expect screens. I expect little dump-off passes. I expect all that to happen from Alabama, and they're going to put them out on the perimeter, and they're going to do to Tennessee what Tennessee normally tries to do to their opponents. But here's something else. When Tennessee plays SEC competition, it's a dogfight. You were in a dogfight against Arkansas. A dogfight against Arkansas, who fired their coach. You were in a dogfight against Georgia, and you were in a dogfight against Mississippi State. Ain't no way. If Bama loses, I have to eat my words. But ain't no way you're going to tell me right here on this day of our Lord and Savior that Tennessee is going to go into Bryant-Denny and beat Alabama where our defense is ascending and their defense looks like they're sputtering out because their secondary is trash. Plays are going to be made there. Plays will be made against their secondary. And for those picks, I'm taking the over on everybody from Alabama. I'm taking the over for Ty. I'm taking the over for Bernard, and I'm taking the over for Horton. Plays will be made there simply because Tennessee's going to try to get home, and it's going to pay. It's going to cost them. Yeah, I admit they're going to get tied to the ground at least once or twice. Hell, Ty might even throw a pick in this game. Maybe. That's a big maybe. But I'm telling you right now, there are going to be way more plays made against Tennessee's defense than Tennessee's defense is going to make against our offense. This offense with Ty Simpson at the helm is going to handle some business, man. And he's going to hit it to whoever's open, whoever that may be, and that person's going to make a play. You don't think about plays, you think about playmakers and players. That's what Coach Saban said. Man, I was going to talk about something completely different. This dude got me fired up after I ate my breakfast burritos, and then I had to call into the show. Because ain't no way the last call on the show was going to be a Tennessee fan on Tennessee Hate Week trying to talk some trash and smack about this team and dog our quarterback that we've been waiting for years to see get on the field. You lost your damn mind, CJ.
All right, Marcus, I appreciate you kicking it with me, man. Thanks for the call from St. Pete. You said you're about to eat a breakfast burrito. Did you say that?
I already had my breakfast burrito, man. I was listening to you while I was cooking myself some breakfast.
All right, man. All right, good stuff, Marcus. I appreciate it, man. Call again next time.
Hey, roll tide, everybody. Thanks for taking my call, Kyle.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Hey, if I didn't get to you today, hold it against my head, not my heart. We're kind of pressed against time because I'm trying to get to Coach Kalen DeBoer, who's speaking with SEC. So I got to be kind of heads on the swivel regarding Jam Miller, something that I'm watching regarding if he's going to play or if he's kind of probable. Like I said, I've heard that he's not going to play, but, I'm not the official guy. Coach Kalen DeBoer is. So, we go off what Coach Kalen DeBoer says. So we'll wait for anything. So make sure that you're stay tuned to all the notifications. If something happens, trust me, I'm going to bring that to the table because that is significant news. So news as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube, live every day, 10 a.m. Central Time right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for calling in today. It's good to hear kind of some outside observations from other people from the ecosystem because I don't think people quite know what's cooking right now and regarding even Ty Simpson. So, man, a lot of teams about to experience the Bama buzzsaw, and we continue to take one more step forward this way into the third weekend of October. Down forward, I see your comment inside the comment box. I keep the head on the swivel regarding Jam Miller. But I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We got to see the outro, right? We got to do the outro. You guys ready? All right. We did the intro. I still got to get accustomed to the outro, right? Thanks for watching, fam. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Wednesday, October 15th. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. It's the third weekend of October. Get your cigars ready. Don't light them up yet. We'll do that together on Saturday. I appreciate you guys. News as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Run the thumbs up.